Hello, it's me, Tom. Thanks for watching my previous videos. This one's probably going to be more the same, just me talking about things that I've got in my collection that I thought people might like to see. This video is going to focus mainly on one of my favourite consoles, not because it's got a vast amount of great games on it, but just because of the sort of the potential it represented that was never realised. That, of course, is the Atari Jaguar, or Jaguar if you're American. I'm not going to talk about whether or not it's 64-bit or not, or whether the games are any good or anything like that. I'm just literally going to show some of the things from my collection that I thought were quite interesting. I do realise that if you are watching this and you're a collector of Jaguar stuff and are quite well versed in the history of the console, then you've probably seen all this stuff, and it's probably not going to be very interesting. But I'm also aware of the fact that even though I have a lot of this stuff, there's quite a large population percentage out there who don't have this stuff and have probably never seen it. So that's the point of me showing this stuff on this video. Okay, so the first thing I want to show is something that I don't think a lot of people realise even exists for the Atari Jaguar, but it's this. It's a Team Tap, which is it's a 4-player adapter for the Jag. So you've got your 4 controller ports on the front, and then the 1 male on the back, sort of attached to the wire. There's only one commercially released game that works with this, which is White Men Can't Jump, which is a pretty poor basketball game. I believe there is another basketball game that does use it, and I can't for the life of me remember what its name. I think it's called Charles Barkley Shut Up and Jam. It's a game that wasn't released officially, but that was then later released, I believe. So yeah, there are only the two games that use the multi-tap or the Team Tap, sorry, for the Jaguar. But I just thought it was a nice piece, and I like the way it's kind of styled in the same manner as the console, with the vents on the top. So that's a nice piece. Here's one I prepared earlier, so you can kind of see it looks a bit similar. Maybe not. Okay, so that's the Team Tap. Again, like I said earlier, I think a lot of people who are into the Jag have probably got a lot of this stuff, so again, I apologise if this is boring to you. But another interesting piece that I have is the Atari Jaguar CD add-on, which is, as the name suggests, a piece of hardware that sits on top of the Jaguar system and allows you to play CD-based games. I think there are only 11 games released for the CD add-on. It's a nice piece of kit. Reports that it's a very unreliable piece of hardware. As far as I'm aware, are actually completely well, there's no truth in them. This thing has been battered around and still works like it's brand new. On the back, you've got an extra plug socket for the power supply, and then the bottom of it just looks like a normal Jaguar cartridge, PCB, if that's what you want to call it. So yeah, you can kind of see the same. Interestingly, I've just picked this up as well, which is the memory track. Now, the Jag and the Jag CD doesn't actually have any internal storage, so if you play CD games, you can't store any of your games without a memory track. Memory track looks pretty. It just looks like a normal cartridge, game cartridge, and that slots in the top like so. So when you're playing CD games, it will just store the games on there. It's a memory card essentially. Nicely, I do actually have the box for this one as well. Yeah, so it's a pretty cool little piece to have. Well, essential really if you want to actually play on your Jaguar CD, which I do occasionally. And before I got the memory track, like there was no point playing stuff like Myst, because you'd get so far, you turn the thing off and then you'd be like, right, I've got to start again now. So yeah, essential if you want to actually play on one of these and not just look at it. Right, a couple of game items now. 05 is one of the games that a company called Tele Games released. I think after the demise of the Jaguar, they were unfinished games, and they kind of bought the rights up to them. If I'm getting this wrong, I apologise, by the way. I'm sure someone will tell me if I'm getting it wrong, but this is as far as I know off the top of my head. Tele Games, a company, British company, bought the rights to a load of unreleased Jag games, or that were on the verge of being finished, and then just released them as they were. You can kind of see this by the way that a lot of the cartridges of these types of games are literally just a black sticker with red writing on. There's another one here which is similar, which is Breakout 2000, again released by Tele Games, and you can see I think it might be mirrored on this, but it does say it says exclusively manufactured and distributed under worldwide license by Tele Games Inc. Another telltale is the fact that on the back of these boxes, it looks like, it's very kind of rudimentary, the design. It's a couple of screenshots and then a little bit of a blurb. Likewise with the manuals, I'll get the manual out of this one. I've seen the manual for Breakout online, so I know what it looks like. But they are literally, they're kind of like they've been photocopied, and created by somebody on a desktop publishing program. They're really sort of basic. The games are actually pretty good that they released. Breakout 2000 is quite a good Breakout variant. 05's quite a graphically impressive Jaguar game, even though it's ridiculously hard. I think the other ones that they've released in that kind of way are Iron Soldier 2, again, sorry if I got that wrong, and World Tour Racing. And you can see the similar box art on the back of the box. It's quite basic. Another game that is interesting for various reasons is this one, Missile Command 3D. Atari did release a couple of updates to older Atari games on the Jag, Missile Command being the original. This is actually quite a good compilation because it's got the original Missile Command games on it and a couple of other variations. The main game, though, is the 3D version. And this is interesting because it was the only commercially released game that was actually coded for the VR headset. When you turn the game on, it comes up with a spinning logo saying like virtual reality enabled or something like that, and it's just an overhang really from the, you can see on the back there it says virtuality, and so yeah, it was intended to be played with the virtual reality headset that I'm sure you've seen in screenshots, etc. And I'm pretty sure it would have been quite an interesting game to play with the headset if you could look around. I'm doing it now as a as a demonstration on how to look around. But if you could look around and the target was where your face was pointing, that would have been quite interesting to be able to shoot the asteroids and things. Probably would have made it a little bit, the missiles or whatever it is you're shooting at, would have made it probably a bit easier as well. But yeah, it's a good game for the Jag. That if you've got a Jaguar and you're looking for something interesting, then Missile Command 3D. This isn't going to be a terribly long video. This next thing I'm going to show is actually the last thing I'm going to show. Again, it's not terribly exciting. It's just Battlemorph. If you've got a Jaguar CD, you've probably got this anyway. It's the sequel to Cybermorph, and it's about 100 times better than Cybermorph. The reason I wanted to show this, it's not this game, but I'm guessing quite a lot of people who have never played in a Jag CD and never seen what a Jaguar CD box even looks like. So slightly bigger than the normal, you can't even see my face, Jag box, cartridge box, CD box, and inside a CD case, it's quite a nice little package actually. You do get quite a lot of stuff. You can see there it's not just an empty box. You've got like a little thing that the CD game case can sit on. Usual rubbish. But the actual games cases themselves are actually quite nice. They're kind of like a little pamphlet they open up like so. So you've got the CD on this side, and then you've got the book that sort of sits in the middle on this kind of holder. You can see that there, and then a nice little pocket there for the for the joypad overlay. So yeah, a lot. You do see a lot of these games kind of listed like on eBay and things without the big box, but that's originally how the vast majority of them came. It's just, I think it's just quite a novel package. It's not just a normal CD case, that a lot of other systems have. It's as if if you were buying a Jag CD game brand new in a shop, that you're actually buying something that had a little bit of content to it, you know, like quite an exclusive little package. Maybe that's just me being an absolute geek and overthinking things far too much, but that's at least how it seems to me. As I said, if you already got these things, then this video won't be terribly exciting. But yeah, just thought I'd show a few little Jag things that maybe you've not seen. Thanks for watching.